Welcome here. My name is Osage, and you're welcome to the BenOwensTV Network outdoor presentation. Today we have one of our special bosses around and he's with us, and we will be very happy to meet him. And let me just meet him alone. I want you to join me to meet him as well, because we can't just talk about him in one word. So let's welcome Mr. Owen Effionayi. He's the big boss. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, Mr. Ben Owens, it's not today we know you around when it comes to media. It's not today we know you around when it comes to. But we want to know you, sir. Let's get to meet you officially.
Like you just introduced me, my name is BenOwensTV. I'm from this place. I'm from Benin, but I'm a living in Geneva, Switzerland at the moment, and that is where I'm pulling the strings from.
Now, Ben Owens, when you hear Ben Owens multimedia, you also hear Ben Owens music. That means everything is under infotainment and entertainment. So, Sam, what actually draw your attention to this media as a business? Because there are other several businesses that you could put your money and your investment on, but you're on the media. What is the secret behind it?
Actually, multimedia is just one branch, one arm of my business investment. I've been involved in technological development for a long time, and I've been involved in multimedia since I was a kid, since I was growing up in Benin here. I started by buying some cameras back in the day, and you hire them out for people to go cover some events like burial ceremonies and marriages and all that on a small scale. Okay. So I've been very much interested, involved in it, way back.
Okay. Okay. So what now, from that route that you're coming from, what is your motivation? Sustaining it years after, what is your motivation?
I feel information is very, very important in the personal development. If you like they say in the Bible, for lack of knowledge, people perish. So, but if people get information, they'll be able to make choices for themselves. They'll be able to personally develop themselves and do things that are positive in their own life. So that is why I'm very much involved in this dissemination of information. You can only do that through the media. Okay.
Now, there's a lot that we really need to talk about. First of all, let's go to the Benin industry as a whole. We can't but express the fact that your love for the industry has grown tremendously. Having a studio, you could have your studio elsewhere, you could have your studio in Switzerland, but you choose Nigeria, you choose Benin City to put your studio. That means you have the love for the entertainment industry in Benin City. Now, it's not today you started. Years ago when you started and today now, what do you see? How do you rate the industry locally?
I think like any other industry, there are so many things to improve on, and though movie industry is not an exception. When I got involved some years ago through a very good influencer, a friend of mine who got me involved in the film industry. So, but I saw some things that I figured that we can improve on, like the marketing and the publicity and all this stuff. And I remember I attended one of the meetings and I proposed how to do marketing, to the one-channel marketing system on the net, which was lacking here. And in that system, you'll be able to beat the middleman. Okay. So that can enhance your own, fund coming into your business. Okay. So I think I was one of the pioneers in Benin here who introduced that system so that people can get their efforts rewarded, handsomely, instead of the middleman coming in between them and ripping them off.
Yeah. So you can as well say that the industry from what it was before now has grown tremendously.
I wouldn't say the industry has grown tremendously, but I would say yes, there's a step in the right direction.
Okay.
There's so many things to be done in the industry. The industry needs to be sanitized in a way that the real stakeholders will really understand how the things operated, the business operated. Okay. There's so many people in the business that don't really know what is happening. So many people are involved in it because they think from the outside, they think there's so much money to be made. But before you do any business, you need to study it. So many people are not studying the thing. They're not studying the profession before getting into it. So that is the education that we need to give to upcoming, producers or directors or actors or actresses, people coming into the industry.
Okay. If you're just joining us and you're wondering who we're talking to Mr. Owen Effionayi. He's the chairman of the BenOwens Business Network. It's a large network. The head office is in Switzerland, and we have some branches of the company in Nigeria. Now, we'll just be right back. Just stay. Welcome back, and it's still the BenOwensTV network platform that we're using to disseminate this kind of information. You can only get it best here with us at BenOwensTV network. I told you. Now, we're still here with the boss of the game, and he's been here for a very long time, Mr. Owen Effionayi. Sir, the Benin industry, you have contributed greatly. You have contributed greatly to the Benin industry because we've seen films from Bambi multimedia that have gone to the world. Now, you live in Switzerland, so definitely travel around the world because there's so many places you have to get to before you get to Switzerland. There's so many places you go to do business. Generally, how is the film business abroad? How do they look at the film business? How do they look at our films? What is the way they put their minds to what we're doing in terms of followership for our industry?
To answer your question, like I said before, the reception of Edo movies, Edo films overseas has been very, very good. But like I said, there are a lot of few complaints, regarding the quality of images, of sound. Yeah, and that is where it comes in. My earlier complaint about people getting into the business without really knowing what they're doing here.
Yeah.
So if you're trained yourself in a business, so you will know all the parameters, how things are done, the images that you need to put for the sound and all this, so you will understand what it takes to do a good movie.
Okay.
But if you just get in because you're from the outside and you're looking from outside and you think there is money in the business and anybody can just do it, you will bring out a poor quality product and people will have complaints.
Okay.
So that is where I've played some parts, a major part, because I brought in some high quality cameras, so that people can really shoot with have good images and good sound. And when I set up this studio in Benin, it is one of the reasons so that you can have good sound. When you put good sound on your movie and you couple with the image that you're going to be, the pictures that you're going to be bringing out, then you have a better product. Okay. So people will appreciate it more. So like they say in Benin, good soup. If you want to have a good soup, you need money to do it. So many people don't have enough the resources to really have all the equipment they will require to have a proper product. So they will just make do with what they have. Okay. So that is why you see some quality movie coming out from this place and some poor quality coming out. And unfortunately, the bad quality come out more
and quickly. So sir, you are in the diaspora because Switzerland is way away from Nigeria, and you get to meet a lot of people, a lot of Benin people. I know I've not actually sounded the language because it's good. That one is going to be another issue for me, but we're trying to see how we can learn the language. Well, I know he's a very good Benin man, and he'll be able to actually talk one or two things in the language per se. So sir, what actor in the Benin genre, without controversies, without trying to favor anybody, what actor in the Benin movie that you actually look for his films, you look out for his film, you want to see his film. When you see his film, it gives you that, let me see the end of this outcome, let me see this actor act.
Yeah, that's a good question, but it's very difficult to really pick up one person because there's so many good actors here. Okay. There's so many tremendous, wonderfully gifted actors and actresses from this part of the country. If I'm to pick up one or two people now, I'm going to be, so I will leave that to the public to decide, But I have my preferences. But what I know is they are doing wonderfully well, And I think maybe, like I said earlier, maybe one or two things they need to improve on their performances, and I think they can measure up with anybody in the country.
Okay, that's fine with me because it just gave us a big blow, try to take out that question because I actually wanted to get into the viewer's mind so that we get to see how they feel about a particular actor. But I said, no, all of them are doing well. You hear yourself, you're doing well, but you need to improve on what you're doing. Now, sir, there are different genres of movies. We have the epic movie, we have the contemporary stuff, and we have the comedy stuff. which one of these 3 genres attracts you more when you view?
Personally, I'm more into comedy. I love comedy, but I also like the contemporary movies. You know, if it's well played, if it's well played out, you know, because it's very, you can learn a lot of it. You can learn because there's something. If you have been away from your land, and probably even before you left your land, and you've not been able to, you've not had the opportunity to really get to the historic situation of your land, then movies like this will help you.
Okay.
They will teach you a lot of things, and you'll be able to even transmit them to your children and your grandchildren, and you know, even your friends who are not from this land. So when somebody is telling you your own story, and it's not telling the story the way it should be, you know, like I always tell people, you know, I read a lot of books, and so many writers, they write about my country, or they write about other countries they have not even visited. Yeah. So how can you tell the story about a place you have not visited?
You know, people you don't even know.
You don't know their there's no way you can tell a complete story about a place you have not visited. Yeah. You need to be on the ground. If you have to get your information from elsewhere and put them together, collate them, put them together, it won't be a complete story until you're being on the ground. Yeah. You know. So our Edo movie, our contemporary movies, they are very educative. You know, they are very educative, and they have helped a lot of people to understand what they didn't know from the onset.
If you were to be an animal, what animal would you want to be? And why? Thank you. That's a funny question.
That is a very funny one. That's a big one. You know, I love animals. I would have loved to be a dog.
Okay.
Because dog is a friend. Okay. Dog is a partner. Dog is a teacher. Dog leads the way, and dog is a protector. Okay. And naturally, I think I see myself. I see the future of my life being, around that, because I like to lead, I like to help, I like to protect, and I'm a very loyal person. So I don't joke with friendship. You know, I'm a committed person in terms of to my friends and my family. So I think I would have loved to be a dog.
Okay. So that's one thing that I really want to ask, and we're going to be asking people a lot about these questions, and you get to see different choices of people. Some have asked, they said they want to be a lion, they want to chase everybody out. Sometimes they want to be an eagle, they want to fly so that nobody will see them, which are also different traits in human beings too. You know, some people behave like dogs, really. Some people behave like, they have the attributes, they have the physical attributes of a dog, which is patience. It is around you, it can help you get your drugs even, it can help you do things, it can. But these are many things that we know about the dogs. The one I know is that when you talk about philanthropic gestures, counts this man in, is there 247 for him. And he's committed to friendship. He's very, very committed to friendship, and that's what I like about him. And that is why we brought him on. You're going to see a lot of other people, and you're going to see a lot of commitments from him to this BenOwensTV network. You know? So let's go into the business of the Bambi. Because Bambi, when I heard about it, I think that was like some 10 years ago, the first thing I heard was Bambi Hospital. Later I saw Bambi Studio, I was like, okay, Bambi Multimedia, let's go check it out. And when we got there, I think at that point in time, it was one of the best studios where you have good cameras to get, and it's still trading the place right now. But you have added some other network, some other things to the network, if I put it that way. You have added some other things to the network. What is the influence? Why do you have the Bambi music, for instance?
Bambi is a very funny name. Bambi came about, was born out of love. You know, I was in love with somebody, and I used to call the person Bambi. Hey. You know, it was very easy for me to disguise. You know, when you're in the midst of people, you just say Bambi, the person knows who you're talking about. That's the first time I'm hearing that. I set up Bambi about 10 years ago, like you rightly pointed out. And we had, we still have it, the best equipment in town at the time to be able to help people improve their output, you know, the product they put out. So that was one of the reasons. So as you go, you know, as you grow in life, you have to diversify. There's something we call overseas, like we call abroad, they call flipping. You get something here, you flip on the other side. You don't always have to depend on one thing. So you move your finances, you move your money around. You know, so, and I was looking at my nature of being,
Okay.
and I said, okay, how can I contribute to this sector? Now we've been in the movie industry for about 10 years, and I said, okay, I see some young people around town. They don't do anything. So, and some of them, they are very talented in one thing or the other. So I said, okay, let me set up the Bambi music, and we can help these people come up. This rising, you know, you go to churches, you see people sing, but they don't have the means, they don't have the power, financial power to put their, you know, talent to play.
Yeah.
So I set up this Bambi music, and which is inclusive of the artist management to be able to help these young boys and girls grow, you know, develop their talent, you know. So that was how the you know, Bambi music was introduced into the system of into the family of BenOwens Investment Nigeria Limited. So Bambi music is one part, Bambi multimedia is one part, BenOwens network is one part. That is the parent company, and that is what I created in Geneva, Switzerland, over 20 years ago. That I'm using to, you know, get contact with people around me. So, because if you want to do something that is legitimate, you have to have a platform. So I created this platform to help people. It is not necessarily about me, because I'm always on the background. I don't want to be seen, but at least the people you're going to put out, they will have reason to rejoice at the end of the day. So I try to educate people that it's not when you started. It's not exactly how you start your thing, but it's how you're going to end up that is going to matter to you. So we don't need to be in a hurry. I have never been in a hurry in my life. I've always taken step by step. So you do things. If you start well, you will end well.
That's true. That's true. You heard that, and it's very simple clause. If you start well, you end well. That means that gentle work is far better than you want to take the shortcut, because shortcut will always end you very wrongly. We've been hanging out with the director of BenOwens Business Network, Nigeria Limited, and it's been a very good day for us. The studio is still very much hot and is waiting for us to gossip a little. So I'm going to hand over to those in the studio and this discussion. Thank you very much, Mr. BenOwens, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for coming away from Switzerland. We hope that you take our message of goodwill back to those in Switzerland and those of our other people there too, and tell them that we in Nigeria were holding it down for you guys.
Yes, the message we said is thank you very much.
God bless you. God bless you. All right, let's go back to the studio. We'll be right back. See you.